What if everything you thought about Judgment Day is completely wrong? Jesus' teachings on Judgment Day can be misunderstood, and today we're going to explore what he really said about it. You might have heard various interpretations, but we're diving into the actual words of Jesus to set the record straight. In this video, we'll cover 8 crucial points that will give you a fresh perspective on Judgment Day. The concept of accountability is a major theme in Jesus' teachings. He emphasized that we're all responsible for our actions, and we have to answer for them. In Matthew 16 verse 27, Jesus says, "For the Son of Man is going to come in his Father's glory with his angels, and then he will reward each person according to what they have done." This verse clearly shows that our actions have consequences. Jesus also taught that our actions have consequences, and we can't escape them. In Luke 12 verse 48, he says, "But the one who does not know and does what deserves punishment will receive a severe beating. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked." This message is clear: we have to be accountable for what we've been given. The idea of accountability can be scary, but it's also liberating. When we know what's expected of us, we can strive to do better and live a life that honors God. By taking responsibility for our actions, we can grow and become better versions of ourselves. The message of accountability is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. As we journey through life, we're constantly faced with choices that impact our relationship with God and others. Mercy and forgiveness are also essential in Jesus' teachings on Judgment Day. He taught us to forgive others, just as God forgives us. In the parable of the unforgiving servant, Jesus illustrates the importance of showing mercy to others. The servant who was forgiven a large debt but refused to forgive a smaller debt was punished. This parable shows that mercy and forgiveness are not optional, they're essential. When we forgive others, we're not just doing them a favor, we're also freeing ourselves from the weight of resentment. By choosing to forgive, we open ourselves up to receive God's mercy. Jesus' emphasis on mercy and forgiveness doesn't mean that we ignore justice or accountability. Instead, it means that we approach these concepts with a heart of love and compassion. When we show mercy and forgiveness, we reflect God's character and build stronger relationships. The story of the prodigal son is another example of Jesus' teaching on mercy and forgiveness. The Father's love and forgiveness towards his Son demonstrate God's heart towards us. When we turn to God and ask for forgiveness, he welcomes us with open arms. Being prepared and vigilant is another key aspect of Jesus' teachings on Judgment Day. He encouraged his followers to be ready for the day of judgment, which could come at any moment. In Matthew 24 verse 44, Jesus says, "So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him." This message is not about fear, but about being mindful of our actions and their consequences. Preparedness is not just about being morally good, it's also about being spiritually awake. When we're aware of our spiritual condition, we can make adjustments and stay on track. Jesus' teachings on preparedness encourage us to stay focused on what really matters. The call to be vigilant is not a call to anxiety or fear, but to awareness. When we're aware of our surroundings and our hearts, we can make better choices and live a life that honors God. By being prepared and vigilant, we can face the future with confidence. Love and compassion are fundamental in Jesus' teachings on Judgment Day. He taught us to love our neighbors as ourselves and to treat others with kindness. In Matthew 25, Jesus shares the parable of the sheep and the goats, highlighting the importance of showing love and compassion to those in need. This parable shows that our actions towards others have a direct impact on our relationship with God. When we show love and compassion, we're not just doing good deeds, we're also reflecting God's heart. Jesus' teachings on love and compassion encourage us to live a life that blesses others. The significance of love and compassion cannot be overstated. When we prioritize these values, we create a ripple effect of kindness that touches lives. By showing love and compassion, we demonstrate our love for God and our commitment to living like Jesus. Faith and belief are crucial components of Jesus' message regarding judgment. He taught that our faith in Him and our actions demonstrate our love for God. In John 3 verse 16, Jesus says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life." This verse highlights the importance of faith in Jesus. When we put our faith in Him, we trust that He'll guide us and give us the strength to live a life that honors God. Faith is not just about believing, it's about trusting and following Jesus. The role of faith and belief in Jesus' teachings on Judgment Day is not about earning salvation, it's about responding to God's love. When we believe in Jesus, we demonstrate our love for God and our commitment to living like Him. Faith and belief are essential for navigating the complexities of Judgment Day. The concept of separation of the righteous and the wicked is another aspect of Jesus' teachings. He illustrated this through stories like the parable of the wheat and the tares. In this story, Jesus teaches that the righteous and the wicked will be separated, and the righteous will shine like the sun. This separation is not about God being unfair, it's about our choices. When we choose to follow Jesus, we opt for a life of righteousness and obedience. The separation of the righteous and the wicked is a call to examine our lives and make intentional choices. The story of the sheep and the goats also highlights the separation of the righteous and the wicked. The sheep, who showed love and compassion to those in need, are welcomed into God's kingdom, while the goats, who neglected these needs, are not. This story encourages us to live a life that reflects God's heart. The hope and promise of eternal life are central to Jesus' teachings on Judgment Day. He emphasized that our actions have consequences, but also that we have the opportunity to experience eternal life with God. In John 11 verses 25 to 26, Jesus says, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die." This promise of eternal life gives us hope and confidence as we face the future. When we trust in Jesus, we know that we're not just living for this life, we're living for eternity. The hope of eternal life encourages us to live a life that honors God and blesses others. The positive aspects of Jesus' message are often overlooked, but they're essential. When we focus on the hope and promise of eternal life, we're motivated to live a life that reflects God's love. By embracing this hope, we can face Judgment Day with confidence and assurance. In summary, Jesus' teachings on Judgment Day encourage us to live a life of accountability, mercy, and love. He emphasizes the importance of being prepared, showing compassion, and trusting in Him. By understanding these key points, we can navigate the complexities of Judgment Day with confidence. As we reflect on Jesus' teachings, we're reminded that Judgment Day is not just about punishment, it's about opportunity. We have the chance to experience eternal life with God and to live a life that honors Him. By embracing Jesus' perspective on Judgment Day, we can live with hope and confidence. The message of Jesus is not just about Judgment Day, it's about living a life that reflects God's love. When we prioritize love, compassion, and mercy, we demonstrate our love for God and our commitment to living like Jesus. By applying these principles, we can live a life that blesses others and honors God. If you have thoughts on Judgment Day, please share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspectives and continue the conversation. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to our channel for more content on faith and spirituality. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.